ASL Prime League.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASL Prime League Legacy of the Void Edition. And here we have the two people that didn't lose, aka the winners. This is the winners match. Going to be spawning in the bottom of Orbital Shipyard. It is going to be the Teal Terran Beastyqt.
Yeah, and unfortunately I didn't get to see his first game, but his second game, pretty dominating fashion. And our Protoss player in the top right-hand corner, almost equally as dominant, except for that middle game there, versus his Protoss opponent as well. But get right into this introduction. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Orbital Shipyard, rocking the orange trucks. It is the Protoss player, RayReign.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I'm trying to think if they had ever played, because I feel like Beastyqt, like, I could have sworn that he played in at least one of the qualifiers here for WCS, but I know RayReign is NA and Beastyqt for the most part. At least Team Extreme Supremacy is EU, but he Archon modes with QXC. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So, like, is he living somewhere else, or I don't really know.
We'll have to check the Team Liquid as soon as we can.
I know, right?
But we got some special tactics going down here, my friend.
Oh my god, I've seen this build before. This is so cool.
We got the special tactics ghost build coming out, and what that can do is a couple things. And especially if RayReign is going to do some funkiness with the mothership core, it can take away the ability of that mothership core to hit them photon overcharges on Nexus or on pylons.
Well, I know nowadays, right? Because the last time we saw this build, you could only put the photon overcharge on the Nexus, and that was what is it 100? Gas or 100 energy. What am I thinking? Gas. It was 100 energy. So nowadays, I mean, with 25 energy on a pylon, it's going to be a little bit different here and not as game breaking because the mothership core was essentially useless until it got to that point, unless you were going to recall. So I guess we're going to have to just see how this build works out. Excuse me.
Hey, Tempo. Guess what?
What?
We also got a proxy factory.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Beastyqt.
Yeah, but just in case, you know, RayRein's got some cannons in his mineral lines already. So, in case he was a little, you know, he might have had some spidey sense there, some craziness going down. Especially if you're a Terran player. Oh my god, he's throwing down a starport quickly as well. Wow. So this is gonna be a medevac coming out here, I'm assuming, and we're just gonna see Widowmine drops as well as the ghosts coming in.
The ghost EMP with the Viking finisher. Whoa.
Whoa.
I believe you are absolutely correct
here.
Well,
hold on. There's an armory. There's an early armory.
Huh. Is he producing...
What comes
out? It could be for an early Liberator? What do you need for Liberator?
Yeah, that's what happens, right?
You don't even need an armory for Liberator, but for the upgrade...
Somebody help me. Yeah. Somebody help. I don't know what's going on.
The upgrade, I think for the upgrade to do the siege mode thing.
Oh my god, that's a Liberator coming out. That's exactly what... No, you get a tech lab for the siege mode thing.
Oh, you actually... Yeah. Oh my god.
Going on here? No.
This is what happens when you get to
so much I don't know. No. Okay. So you get ship weapons level 1, obviously. So that's what we're gonna see, right? It has to be. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna find out, man. It's gonna be pretty intense here, as he did drop that armory, not really looking to do it, because I believe they might have changed it a bit. Can switch into the vendor mode to provide siege support. Not sure, but this is the ghost going in. One of them might go down. This is very important, though. They haven't used their armor or their energy yet, and they haven't really done much of anything either. So
what did ghosts? How well did ghosts do against adepts so far? Oh, he's baiting them into the Widowmine.
Nice.
So decent there, and now he's going to be able to start picking off these probes. And the photon overcharge is not big enough. Oh my God, Tempo! The photon overcharge is not range enough to take out the Liberator.
Yeah. There's nothing that RayReign can do.
And so now these Widowmines are recharged, you know, they're re-upped, and they can go ahead and go back to the place. So RayReign, his whole base is not mining. There is an observer out, 3 adepts on the field, 2 Widowmines in place, and in the meantime, Beastyqt's already taken his third. Oh, these 2 Widowmines are going to go off! Oh, they get the observer!
They got the observer? Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
This is such a big deal right now. That Liberator is just putting in work, but it doesn't need to get out of there as the Stalkers have arrived. He needs to... Oh, he doesn't want to lose that. And he does get it away. But how much mining time did he just force off? That was a lot.
Enough to take a supply advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's gonna start the stalkers. That's sick. And are they? Oh my god.
That would have been.
God.
He gets one. He's gonna get two.
Oh
my god.
So if the stalker is in the range of the circle, even if it gets out, by the time it fires, it still hits it.
Yeah. The Phoenix. I don't even think that's going to be the way to deal with it. They both deal extra to light damage, I think, actually.
And the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines. If the probes, he can't pull the probes back to the. He can't pull. Oh, he's going to bait him over the Widow Mines.
Ah!
Oh, this is so sick.
This is crazy play out of Beastyqt right now.
Goodbye, Mothership Core. And
goodbye, range.
Oh, he gets it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love this. Beastyqt making a fin.
Wow.
How do you boy tempo?
Wow. And he's going to go ahead and get his factory back home. He's producing a third command center. And he's getting his starport back home, too. And he's going right into bio. Stim is almost done. And he's already got his Ghost Factory, or his Ghost Academy up and running. So,
yeah.
You know, at this point, all he's got to do is make sure he doesn't die to anything stupid. Note the time of RayReign's third. And then he'll probably be really in a great position. This is, like, if anything, really entertaining.
I agree, you know, and, like, it makes me realize how awesome it is to not have to deal with it, and like being able to spectate it and watch it is like, this is awesome. But obviously, I don't think that RayReign is thinking that this is awesome. He's probably not sitting there losing all of his stalkers in his mining time, saying like, "This is great, man! What a great, exciting game!"
Much fun.
Like, no, obviously not. But you know, that was a really cool opener. It seemed very, very thought out and just. Kind of like, I would say, a little difficult to execute, right? Like, I mean, or at least to think of. So let's say, okay, this is the step. You know, step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yeah.
And he ends up doing it out, and it even thinks about the follow-up, which would be his economy, thing that he did not slack on in the first series of the day against Bly. So, third command center already mining. Like, this is great.
Yeah, we do have a bit of some Warp Prism harass going down in the natural, but the Liberators are able to come back and really do the damage they need to do. Oh, with that 11 bio. That Stalker is about to get absolutely incinerated, and once it's gone, the mining will be able to resume. And, you know, at this point in time, the game has kind of settled down a bit, with that both players have a little bit, you know, halted their harassment. I think once Beastyqt gets these two... what is he throwing down? He's just... Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to bring his bio back in middle because they're a little bit more quick and they can get between those two bases, and he's just going to leave the Liberators there for any harassment.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
And you can't really do siege damage on your own workers.
And he's doing it right over a turret, too, so that's going to eliminate the Phoenix's ability to get in there and really do damage, and they might get cut out of these Marines. Not going to.
Yeah. Well done, though. I mean, you know, just putting them in a really nice position, and even a few turrets all over the place. Yeah, not gonna die to any of that BS, and doesn't want to deal with Warp Prism. So they do double as a Phoenix defense as well as a Warp Prism defense. But he is still holding on to that supply lead, and he does have. Does he have a good? No, he doesn't have a worker lead actually. Wow. RayReign is up to 60 probes right now, so I don't know how great this new Chrono Boost is, but. He is chilling at 62 probes at the moment. That's a lot of probes after losing so many before.
I think Beastyqt is going to come across and hit a bit of a timing here. +1 attack and shields for his bio is going to kick in, as well as having 4 medevacs and those Liberators on the field. I think he's going to be in prime position to come out and do some real damage here. +1 even weapons for his ships. His flying attacks, of course, those are different now in Legacy of the Void. They changed them up again.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this attack works. The shield upgrade coming down for RayReign here is a little interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just, if you're going to make adepts, you might as well just get it. It makes them so much tankier. And they've been talking about like what they exactly want to do with it, because the adept is already a tanky unit. But yeah, there's a lot of adepts at the moment, and they do incredibly well against bio, especially when there's a lot of those Marines. I don't think there's any multi-pronged here coming out of Beastyqt, so this is the only force that he has putting any pressure on. I
really like the Liberators zoning out the adepts there. They do pretty damn well against any sort of that light bio. So I really like what he's doing. I'm a little disappointed that Beastyqt is going to go ahead and pull back. I feel like he had a bit of an advantage he could have pushed there, especially with the upgrades. Now he's going to come home and make sure that he's not going to die to this Warp Prism especially. One thing's for sure, the animation of the Liberator shooting his missiles is so cool.
I like it, dude. Yo, Widow Mines, yeah. Oh, but one of these, the Liberators, are going to get caught out, but the splash damage from the other one might be able to do something here. At least weakening up a few of those Phoenixes, but those Phoenixes are going to just fly on in. They don't even give a damn. Going to get a few of these building SCVs. A lot of that production is getting taken out, but a lot of the Phoenixes getting taken out too. Whoa.
I don't know if that's worth that now. He's going to go ahead and transition to the boss-side tech, but the Liberators do such a good job of zoning out, and he's getting 3 upgrades. He's getting +2 ship weapons. So there's make no doubt about it. Beastyqt is really dedicating himself to these to the Liberators. He's making another Liberator. He's getting more Widow Mines, more turrets to really zone out, and he's getting a planetary in his 4th. So I think Beastyqt is really set up. See, he scans. He notes the timing of the 4th. We're seeing limited scans go down because they're, of course, more expensive these days.
True.
But I think Beastyqt's got a really good read on the tempo of the game. If RayReign is going to make his way back into it, he's just going to do it in typical Protoss fashion, where he's going to get the army composition that he wants, hold off just enough, and then do what he did in the first series, and that's use his really great army control to eke out a victory.
Yeah, I'm wondering how both of them are going to play this one out. Adept's doing incredibly well against Bio, especially with that new upgrade. When he does have the shield, it's going to be pretty tough for the Bio to actually just rip through that. So the one thing that RayReign can't at least depend on is going to be those charge lots doing so much damage. I feel like earlier that was kind of the answer, and no matter what, that is what you did, and the damage that they put out was just too much. So nowadays it's not going to be just like that, and it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So a lot of these units are going to try to get a little damage done, but Liberator's zoning out. I love Beastyqt did this against Bly too. Like,
this is great, and I think Beastyqt can be a little bit more aggressive with these Liberators if he wants to. Of course, Colossi now on the field for RayReign. Another Liberator coming into the field, and he's just going to leapfrog his Liberators just like you would do in Wings of Liberty with your siege tanks. The Phoenixes are going to try and get in on top of these Liberators, but he's got Widow Mines there too. He could even deploy those in a bit more of an offensive position if he wants here. And now, Tempo, we're in this delicate little dance of Bio versus Protoss that we don't really see that often.
We don't.
And, he's able to come in and snipe a couple of things, bringing the Adepts right in on top of the Marines, but the Widow Mines are going to deploy once those guys go and stop being holograms. And this army is completely disintegrated now. Where did it go?
That was like, yeah, he just tried to do it, but you know, he's pushing on through. The Phoenixes are killing a lot of the medevacs as well as the Liberators, and Beastyqt is actually going to get pushed back here. So something to look at was not going to really work out. Definitely did work out there, and oh yeah, everything going to get taken out for Beastyqt, but he is sitting on that other base. That wasn't the end of it. He had been building up an army back at home. He wasn't reinforcing that whole time. He just decided to, you know, use what he had there in order to put as much pressure on.
Yeah,
but despite the fact that he was such under a chokehold, he didn't lose much.
Yeah, so the unfortunate thing for RayReign, I think, Tempo here, is that he thinks he's going to be in a lot better position than he really is. But we have Ghosts and +3 weapons and armor on the way. More Liberators, more Widow Mines. He's taking a 5th. This is the type of economy that Legacy of the Void is forcing. It's forcing you to take, you know, this many bases at minute 13, and you know, you know, an extra starport is going to be able to go into Viking production if he so wishes. And this is some massive Terran production out of Beastyqt.
Yeah, and that's something that he's been he got a firm grasp on so far. Like, he never gets into that trap of not expanding. He continues to do it. He's doing it once again. Look at that, on the other side of the map. RayReign has seemed to get comfortable on these 4 bases, but little does he know he's going to mine out of that a lot faster than he believes himself to. And he's going for a very tech-heavy composition, getting these Phoenixes into this. Getting Colossi. He's adding a Templar Archive, and I don't even know if he has his yeah, he has his +3. Hasn't invested in any of the armor upgrades, which is kind of surprising to me because, you know, you get the Adept armor, you get charge lots, but you don't have armor for them, so maybe a little bit of a blunder there that could make his units just really never die.
Yeah, and it seems like Legacy of the Void is opening more gas investment than what HOTS offered, at least by way of this stage of the game. Look at how much gas a Protoss player has, 700 gas. And typically, that's what Protoss is kind of yearning for. They're a little bit starved out of that gas, especially if you take a big engagement like that and lose a lot of your hardcore units, which you know, safe to say he didn't lose as many as he, could have. Phoenixes, a lot of them are going to catch this
so many
back out, and you know, that's pretty good. Storm on the way. Blink just about to finish up, as well as +1 ship weapons for air weapons rather for RayReign. So he's
look at this upgrade. Have you ever seen this before? High capacity fuel tanks increases the medevac's fuel reserves, allowing ignite afterburners to last 50% longer. I've never seen this upgrade before.
Yeah, no, it's a Legacy of the Void upgrade. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would be getting that all the time. Yeah, there's a bunch of Phoenixes coming in, sniping SCVs, not really caring about these turrets. At this point in the game, I don't think Beastyqt is really wanting to shift Widow Mines to defending his mineral lines, which is kind of what you have to do if you want to deal with large groups of Phoenixes like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely needs to do that. Even the Liberators wouldn't be a bad idea, and I love the fact that he is starting to produce them quite a bit. So are we seeing a kind of new style where we just don't see the Viking anymore, and the Liberator is pretty much just the way to go? It serves such a different purpose where, you know, the Vikings feel like, all right, we killed everything in the sky that we needed to. Let's land and then get like annihilated. But the Liberators are like, no, let's pretty much turn into siege tanks, and you know, we might not do as much damage to massive or.
I mean, I saw a cloak upgrade finish for Beastyqt, so it's gonna be interesting to see if he even gets like Banshees out of the field. I don't know if he'd be willing to do that.
Banshees or was it for the Ghost?
Oh, it might have been for the Ghost. My bad. Sorry, that was silly of me. Yeah. Ghost,
oh, he did.
Ghost
He did. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that could be fun though.
And he's getting a nuke. High Templar out of the way. This is a big engagement that might go down. One feedback going down, absolutely murdering, but an EMP is going down in the middle of that army, doing really well. Scan going down as well. I don't think Beastyqt wins this engagement if he takes it head on. He has to section out some of the army with these Liberators here. This is a pretty high tense moment, Tempo.
My goodness, yeah, you're absolutely right. I've never seen so many Phoenixes in the sky like that when it's not Phoenix Colossus, but the Liberator.
What? Whoa! The Liberators, they're gonna absolutely shred everything. Holy cow, Tempo! What did we just see?
I can't even.
Oh my god!
Whoa! All of the Phoenixes get absolutely just disintegrated.
What?
And now Beastyqt has a force going into the third base, gonna take that out. What the hell just happened? It looked like a giant. Yo, that looked like a Captain Crunch factory, right? And like somebody just like threw the bag up into the air and then like shot a cannonball at a giant bag of Captain Crunch, and everything just like blew up.
Alrighty then, welcome back. We're on this crazy map. I forgot the name. Tempo, help me out.
Bridgehead.
Bridgehead. We're on Bridgehead Ladder Edition. We're continuing on, of course, if you are just starting off with us tonight. It's Prime League ASL Legacy of the Void Beta Edition. So we've got some proper players here showing off this new game for you guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Once again, I'm Tyrannus, joined by Tempo. We'll get right into these player introductions, spawning on West Saida of Bridgehead. Currently up 1-0, rocking them blue trunks. It is Beastyqt.
And his opponent spawning on the opposite side, the east side, rocking that orange. It is going to be RayReign. RayReign. I really ought to look to see if he does have a team, but if anything, I assume that he is on a clan, because I don't remember seeing any like pickup of RayReign. I know him, but I don't believe that he's on like any, you know,
legit paid,
quote unquote notable team.
Gotcha. Well, Beastyqt is going to do some of the same stuff. They've been talking to each other quite a bit, if you've been able to see that. They've been letting each other know what they think. RayReign thinks, you know, Terran might be a little bit overpowered or imbalanced in little certain ways. Honestly, after seeing what Liberators do to Phoenixes, I can't necessarily disagree. But there's so much more parts of the game than just that battle, so a lot has to be said. RayReign losing his first probe, and Beastyqt come up with some more shiftiness, getting a factory. And a different change-up from RayReign here. He's got an early start port.
Yeah, that factory is actually going to be proxied on the other side of the map. Bridgehead, one of those maps where you can do some pretty funky stuff with the rocks, but yeah, you forget the rocks. Why would you ever kill the rocks when you can float your building right over them and just make some Widow Mines and probably run them into the mineral line of your opponent? So that may be what we see coming out.
That's got to be your next song, Tempo. Widow Mines in your mineral line.
Widow Mines in your mineral. Yo, that was actually a rhyme that I was thinking about earlier today. I swear, you know, like Widow Mines and like mineral. Like, I can't remember what it was. It was in the shower, but no, that's funny that you said that today.
The best songs are always in the shower.
I know.
Oh god, don't pull probes.
Yeah. Very spooky moment. Oh wow.
Adepts do some mean damage, it turns out.
They really do, especially to light units, which I believe a Widow Mine is.
Yep.
Didn't even realize it. Yep. Because you know the Adept is not a, it doesn't have any armor, or it's not a light. It's kind of like a ghost. So that's why Adept versus Adept, they don't just completely strike each other.
Light by. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You know? Yep.
Yeah. That makes sense. We are seeing the same build out of Beastyqt, and RayReign is getting out an early Phoenix here.
Oh, is that new then? This is light biological.
The Adept?
Yeah.
That's light biological?
If you look at it now, I could have sworn before it wasn't any of.
Yeah, it is light biological, so I don't know what that means for the Adept versus Adept matchup.
That might be new. I don't know.
We do have 2 Widow Mines here in this base for Beastyqt. And he's doing the same thing. And Phoenix is on the map for RayReign, and a Liberator, of course, coming out of that starport. And it's going to be interesting to see if RayReign is going to be able to deal with this. He was able to deal with it for the most part, but not in that final result we saw.
Yeah. So, well, that was a bit of a dicey situation that he at least was able to deal with, you know. Step 1 didn't catch RayReign off guard, and this may be kind of like him against Kaifire. Remember where the first game it worked incredibly well, and then all of a sudden it didn't really work so well. But he was still able to kind of stabilize. So if RayReign can kind of stabilize himself and kind of shake that last loss off, he has to remember, of course, that it started off incredibly frustratingly for him.
Yeah.
So
one thing this time, those Beastyqt's hidden that he has Liberators. He saw RayReign's Phoenixes, so I think he's going to be waiting for the Phoenixes to make their way across the map, and before he sends those Liberators in. And then we're going to see it. As soon as the Phoenix come in, if Beastyqt's keeping up, those Marines are going to be able to target him down. The Liberators are probably going to then make their way into the Protoss base to see what they can do. Nope, just chilling right now. But, I mean, he's still hidden the fact that they exist. The Phoenixes actually might be able to snipe this
that's a good amount of Phoenixes.
Don't get away over there soon enough.
Yeah. And SCVs are going to try to repair it, and they will get the repair on out. So, really nicely done there from Beastyqt, not losing that factory. Gets it all the way home from the other side of the map. But now, I mean, the Liberators are starting to come out. It's funny that they're coming out on the other side of the map, too, though.
So, yeah, it's such a typical Protoss thing to do, to have, you know, production units in buildings where you don't expect them, but apparently Terran can do them as well. There is still a Widow Mine in the main base of RayReign, so if Beastyqt elects to use that, he can. But right now he's just choosing to just be chill about it. And this is kind of resembling the second game, I believe, or third game of RayReign versus Kaifire.
This Widow Mine is such a troll.
Where RayReign hid all of his Phoenixes in the bottom of the map, and then all of a sudden he had to deal with like 10 Phoenixes at once, except this time it's Beastyqt, and instead of Phoenixes, it's Liberators.
Yeah. Troll Widow Mine there. Actually takes out the Observer almost. Did it? I wasn't sure if it did, but
got it.
It was really funny. He moved it right as he was going to look for it. But these Phoenixes gonna get taken out by the Marines. Oh, a little bit of a late reaction from RayReign.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's huge, and because that's it's like the Muta. Like you spend all this time getting that ball up, and you're so delicate with them and you want to cultivate them and raise them and make them get to the nice schools and eat the right foods and get their college acceptance letters and all that stuff like that, and then you turn around and they're hooked on meth and they're dating a guy named TJ. Like that's what just happened to those
Phoenixes. TJs though, I swear.
Don't jinx him, man. My daughter won't be dating a TJ, that's for sure.
Maybe a PJ, but never a TJ. But, yeah, I mean, we're looking at this kind of similar style out of RayReign. I mean, what was it really that... I mean, the downfall was the overinvestment into Phoenixes. That was pretty much it, right? So maybe if he doesn't make too many Phoenixes and still goes with his really strong ground army, it should work. This is a little bit of an interesting attack coming out of Beastyqt. He's actually pulling some SCVs.
Yeah, he's going to heal him up with the Liberators. The problem is the Phoenixes are the only way to deal with the Liberators. How else do you deal with the Liberators? With Stalkers? Well, then you have Widow Mines and Marauders for that. That's a very difficult thing to handle.
Yeah, so you just need to at least kind of spreading them out. It was very similar to, reminiscent of Blinding Cloud. Not Blinding Cloud, the other thing. Parasitic Bomb.
Yeah. Okay, so Liberators are going to section out, provide some attack support for this Bio Army. Massive amount of damage coming from them, but no medevacs here, so if they stem, that's it. There is no going back. The pylons are going to get sniped here, and the Adepts are going to go ahead and come in as quickly as they do. Ooh, and
he's just checking it out.
Yeah, he's checking it out. No tempo.
Oh, but he's going to lose his Nexus here. Not getting any counter damage of his own, so he's just kind of taking this one here. And Beastyqt is only on two bases himself, so it may not be the worst choice if he's able to keep the probes alive, but he wasn't able to, I don't think.
No, they all got absolutely shredded by the Liberators. Liberators are now finally coming up this ramp. I don't know if this is a good decision for Beastyqt. He's going to be able to get sectioned off by these two armies, but a stem bio coming up this ramp, and the supply is plummeting for both players, but definitely more so for RayReign. Talk us through it, Tempo. I don't know how this
I mean, their bio is so low. That medevac is also low. He decided to pick up and then not pick up, and then he's like, whatever, just leave the rest of them at home. A lot of this are getting cleaned up here by RayReign. And Beastyqt, you know, he lost a few workers there, didn't he? 34. So, oh no, 22. So even though he was able to get a lot of workers of RayReign, he kind of lost a few of his own. So
yeah, does he have a third? I think he really meant for that. His third is just now about almost finished up. He really meant for that one to finish. He's really mining out on these bases. It is the Legacy of the Void. There's less minerals per patch. So it's really tough. I think RayReign might have the bigger army here, and those Adepts are going to go ahead and get inside it, and we know what they do to Marines. And this is, the great supply depot block, but that's going to go down really quickly now. He has to pull SCVs to survive.
He does, but unfortunately those other three weren't able to be part of this party. Yeah, that would have been really nice if that supply depot didn't go down, but Beastyqt got it right in time. So he's going to be alright.
Army as well. Yeah, and this medevac is going to spot the Warp Prism, so he should know what's going on if he's mining his P's and Q's. Void Ray is finally going to pick up the starport, but if we look at the production tab, there's like so much more by way of Beastyqt than there is for RayReign, and he's actually taking his third in a position where this Warp Prism is going to spot it, but I don't... So he might actually be able to shoot away, but you typically don't take that third at all.
No, I mean, we've only seen it a few times, really, and it's like one of those secret thirds I guess discovered too late, because it's like I didn't even realize it was a base. But
yeah.
It's already going to get spotted, you know, and Beastyqt is like, goddamn, fold again. Yeah, oh man, those Adepts, they have the shield upgrade. They just take a lot longer to die. That was 3 Adepts, by the way, and that was how much stem bio? Quite a bit.
That's pretty incredible. And you know, RayReign is going to have to pull out all the stops. He's down 40 supply here. He is trying to expand. He is trying to macro, so that's his decision. So in order for him to do that, he's going to have to now do that thing that StarCraft players have learned, which is how do I strike this delicate balance between surviving, aka building enough army, and you know, clawing myself back into this game through my macro mechanics, and that's building as many workers as I can, you know, without, you know, it's a delicate balance. And I think Zerg,
I agree.
Yeah, Zerg probably has the biggest issue with this. You know, how many drones do I make per roaches or whatnot, you know? So
in that situation, though, like, do you always wonder, like, in Legacy of the Void, sometimes, like, when do you stop making workers? Like, do you really need those, the 70 workers, or the, you know, it's, like, for the timings and whatnot? It's so weird to me, because you look at right now and how oversaturated, in the natural, that Beastyqt is. So, he's pretty nicely saturated, even though he's sitting on, like, 42 workers. Just because of how fast everything mines out. So I always wonder that too. Like, is it really worth it to have that many workers at the same time, or just, you know, aggressively expand and make use of them the way that we saw Beastyqt do on Orbital Shipyard? A little bit harder on this map, though, I think.
Yeah, well, here's the thing for you and I, Tippos. We don't have to worry about that. We can let the Grandmasters figure that out.
And then they'll talk it to us on Reddit.
And then they'll let us know. Yeah, they'll let us know, you know, and then Day9
like
will come back from the dead. And then they'll make YouTube tutorials, and then we can learn how to play StarCraft again. Sonic Storm is finishing up here in 5 seconds, and once it's completed, it's just going to have that much more devastating effect on bio. These 3 medevacs are going to be able to boost in and do what they can do in the natural of RayReign. And if RayReign doesn't react quickly enough, there is a huge bioforce as well close to the third. So RayReign is going to have to do something about this, or he's going to lose all the probes and that Nexus. And then, look, he's set the trap. Beastyqt has done this perfectly, and I think RayReign now knows that he's up against Great Storm.
No medevacs.
Yeah, no medevacs. So once you're down, my friend.
But Beastyqt is still inside of the natural. There are no storms inside of here. It's only going to be Adepts, and that is not enough Adepts to deal with that much bio. Actually, it's quite a bit of them, but I mean, I don't know. I believe, but I don't know if I believe that hard. It looks like he forced Beastyqt out of there, though. Huh, maybe they are that good there, Tyrannus.
But at what cost?
Exactly. And Nexus. Oh, no. He lost so much. RayReign is really trying to stick this one through, but Beastyqt is not letting him. He's not giving him a chance at all. Continues to go and work on his own economy. He gets a planetary here. Like, if he ever tries to get it, yeah.
Oh, the scan too.
Okay.
RayReign knows exactly what's going on. Yeah, RayReign knows exactly who's up against. Oh, the probe drop, and then he's gonna have to split probes, and this is some of the funkiest stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He'd come with the probes, but there's only 4 more left, and at this point, it's VoidRay's trying to target down a bunker. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make this one work, Tempo.
VoidRay's are pretty good though, but it's pretty much about that counter drop that Beastyqt is doing, and he's just making sure the storms could be so good, but I don't think it's going to be enough here, Tyrannus. A lot of the units are getting so low here for RayReign. The charge of the Void Ray is expired. That is pretty much all the DPS he had. GG will be called. Beastyqt, your first player of the group today to make it to the round of 16.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.